walking through this life of mine. Well, it's teaching me so many things, like how to love and how to lose and how to choose. Walking through this life.
Well, hello, this is Linda Carbonell, and welcome to another edition of Walking Through Life. I'm really excited today because my guest, Blane Charles, is somebody that I met through the fashion show here in White River Junction. Hi, Blane. Nice to see you.
Finally, we got together.
I know.
I'm so excited.
We've been planning a show for a long time,
Yes,
but
yes.
it's just awesome that we're doing a show about your show, about the fashion show, about the clothes that you wear, and your mission for your show and mission for everything that you do.
Yes.
So do you want to start talking a little bit about some of the things that you did during the fashion show and some of the clothes that you're wearing?
Well, I was very, very excited because this is my first show.
Yeah.
And it was, everybody's saying it was the best show ever. And I got to meet and work with some amazing people. First of all, I love to say I was so excited that I got Nancy to do my makeup because everybody wanted Nancy to do their makeup. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God. And she shared the exciting news with me that she was flying off the next morning at 6 o'clock to have dinner with her mother and Obama and Anna Wintour during Paris Fashion Week. So I was just like, oh, this is so exciting, right? And I just wanted to give credit to the designers that I'm wearing before we forget.
Yep.
My shoes, red shoes, are Patrick Cox from London.
Very cool.
And I bought these when I was living in London. I lived in Europe from 1990 to like 2000. I was in Paris for 4 years, in London for 6. And so I was modeling and dancing there. So a lot of the things I got through my work, and then otherwise I did some shopping. And shopping in Europe is the best. So I was really excited about that.
Yeah.
And this is a really cool belt. This belt is by a young man named Chad Jacobs. He takes equestrian leather and he recycles and makes these really unusual, really novel belts. It's just, there's no buckle, it's just a little, see the equestrian hardware?
Yep.
And I thought it was just fantastic. And now, my pants that I wore in the fashion show are by Mark E. Merrill. And I love what he says, his fashion statement. The shirt is by Mark. And we actually, remember we interviewed him while he was stitching the shirt up right before the show? I love it.
Yeah.
So this is what Mark says. Why is art any different than fashion? A man's attitude very much determines how his life will be. Take to the streets and be real. Isn't that great?
That is great.
I love that. So, thank you, Mark.
And think of that, I love your
like
saying,
my hair?
oh, I do like that for sure. That's not his real hair, actually. That's a hat, right?
It's a fabulous Marc Jacobs, I think it's rabbit fur hat from Revolution, and I just love it.
Now, do you get to keep that, or are you going to bring it back?
Oh, I could buy it.
Yeah, you could, totally. Yeah, I think that would be right up your.
It's so toasty and like cozy.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about you. And when you first left me a voice message, and I heard you're saying, is it beauty? Life is beauty,
yes,
beauty by Blane.
Life is beauty and beauty is life, beauty by Blane. That's my design wellness company.
And that is just so, I mean, it was like, wow, that's nice.
Thank you.
It's kind of like what I've got on mine when I say, welcome to Walking Through Life, and, kind of like we don't have to be alone, we're walking together.
Right.
And that's something that drew me to you, was that you were somebody that was very positive in your story, and coming forward and being able to be fearless, as you say.
Right,
fearless. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's like interesting because if you would have asked me if I would be sitting here with you and running my own company and getting ready to syndicate a talk show and publish my first book, I would be like, oh, you must be talking about somebody else.
Yeah.
Because as a child, there was a lot of pain. I was raised as a Jehovah's Witness, and with that, was excommunicated from my sexuality, my identity.
Right.
But at the same time, I was also raped by a Jehovah's Witness and a suicide survivor. So, I mean, there's a lot of darkness there.
Right.
And a lot of pain. And as I say to everyone, you always have a choice. So I had a choice to either be defeated by my issues and my challenges, or to rise above them and take full responsibility for my life and press forward. And because of that, I'm here today. And because of that, I'm here today with a mission. So
And,
it's really
you know,
great.
by you sharing that too, that I think it's an inspiration, and I also think that by sharing our stories, that we empower others to do the same.
Exactly,
So we
exactly.
can empower others to do exactly what we've done, made
Yes.
the choice to leave that there, but move on and then find a purpose.
Yes.
And you know, so I totally identify with you with that.
Now, you know, we always have to find a tool too to help
Exactly,
us.
yeah.
I'm not going to say I'm Superman and then I did it all by
Oh
myself.
no, it takes time.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It takes a village. It takes a spiritual connecting, and for everyone that's different. But for
Yeah.
me, I have to give full credit to my mentor, Daisaku Ikeda, who is the president of the Soka Gakkai International, which is Soka Gakkai is Japanese for creating value in society, and the organization is based on the philosophy of Nichiren Daishonen's Buddhism, which is chanting Nam Myoho Renge Kyo, which is the law of the universe.
Yeah.
So when you fuse your life with the universe, you're unstoppable.
Absolutely.
And so through that process, I was able to clearly see my life, right? First of all, you have to really clearly see yourself and be honest with yourself.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then take action.
Right. Right.
And so now my family and I are the closest as ever. They accept me as a Buddhist. They accept me for my sexuality. I am a great uncle twice.
Nice.
Life could not be better.
I'm so inspired by that and your story, and that you found what works for you.
Yes.
And I think everybody has tools, but they got to grab them and use them,
Yes.
and see which ones work for them. You know, for me, it was many years of therapy and, you know, finding my spirituality and being able to have a spiritual awakening. And I'm sure
That's
that's
it,
true.
spiritual awakening,
That's it,
exactly.
exactly.
Key. Two key
and
words.
then really wanting to work hard to improve my life, to improve myself, and voila, he's walking through life and
Right.
everything that I do.
Isn't it amazing?
It is, because
And it's so exciting because you know what it felt like when you had that personal victory, when you overcame,
Yes.
right? That
Yes.
obstacle.
Oh, yeah.
So it's so exciting to help someone else and see them have that
Exactly.
victory. It's
Yeah.
like, yes, because
Yeah.
their victory is your victory.
That's right.
Because
That's
we're
right.
all connected.
That's right. That's right. And so, and that's what I feel when I have people come and tell their personal stories, and they can see that it's a value, and they can see that they can do so much more than just tell their story. They can inspire others. You know, it's great.
Yeah. And,
Yeah.
you know, and it's funny because I have a lot of friends when I was growing up, you know, rich friends that you thought they had everything, and I wish I could be like them.
Yeah.
And they, you know, a lot of them would confess with me because we were very close, and they would be the most miserable, like
Yeah.
you know, and because you know, I find that if you don't come up against some challenges in your life, you don't have that opportunity to polish your life, and you don't have that incentive to dig deeper into yourself, because that's where your highest potential is. You know, is deep within,
Yeah.
and you tap that, and then you do things you thought you never could do.
Exactly.
I'm amazed at some of the things that I've achieved in my life because of fighting, and you know what I mean.
Really,
Yeah.
really wanting
And-
something,
and
to
right,
find the
it's really
passion,
wanting
making it happen.
Yes. Yes.
Making it happen.
Yes.
Yes. And that's what we do. And I know we want to talk a lot about the fashion show too. It's just wonderful. And I had
Yes.
such a wonderful time.
Time.
Backstage was absolutely, I mean, that was
That's
just
where we
like,
connected.
Yeah, I
first met
know.
you, like, I mean, we talked a lot, but we never
Yeah,
saw
yeah.
each other face to face. And then you came in, and I think I was waiting to get my makeup done.
Yeah.
And you came in with Barbara, and you were like, "Hey, Blaine." I was like, "Oh, finally."
I knew you'd be the tall one,
Oh, and
the
that
dark one.
sign that you made for me with
Oh,
the
yeah.
red
With the
red
flower, yeah.
flowers. I'm
Yeah.
keeping it. I'm telling you, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I mean, if you do something like that for somebody, you know, it kind of you're spreading your love, your warmness to them. I
Yes,
think
yes.
I do a lot of that.
And you know, it's interesting because no matter when you're coming from that place of sincerity and that place of wanting to really make a difference and
Yeah, yeah.
create value, even if something crazy happens, you handle it. Like, for example,
The
when
bus.
you guys came to pick me up, and the bus driver tells us 15 minutes before we
Yeah, I
arrive that we're
know.
going to be 45 minutes late.
Yeah, exactly.
I was so livid, you know, and you being so mature and being so aware, knew that when I was frustrated on the phone, that
Oh,
it
yes.
wasn't at you, it
No,
was at the situation, right?
Exactly, exactly. So I was so
sorry.
glad to get the email back
Yeah.
from you.
And then so we filed a formal complaint.
Yes, and that's good.
Take action.
Yep, that's
Always.
it. You've got to, yeah.
Because I
But
was
it-
upset that Barbara was sitting there with the baby for
Yep.
all that
I know,
time.
yeah.
Because I'm very punctual. If I say I'm going to be somewhere, I'm there. but it was out of my hand at that point. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
But aren't you glad that we didn't let that
Right.
wall
Right. Thank
stay
you.
up and
Thank
come
you.
between us?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
We
Yes.
let loose. We embraced
Let it
each
go.
other.
Yes.
Exactly.
Let it go.
It was
Exactly.
wonderful, and
Yes.
we had so much fun. And Barbara was running around with the camera.
And wait, I have to tell you something. That whole you're not. That's another thing I have to say. Okay, like when you're in a situation, you can either create value with it, you can let it consume you, and not create value, or you can create value. And you know what I did? I text Kim and I said, Kim, it would really be great if I could find someone to get me to the house because I'm kind of tight on on my funds. She's like, oh, no worries. She said, go to Cannon. Was it Cannon Canoe Club?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Go to Canoe Club. See Daniel. Daniel was fabulous. Everybody here, everybody go to Canoe Club and have.
I've
a drink,
heard that's
and
really
have a
good,
drink
yeah. I've
with
heard-
Daniel.
yeah, yeah.
Because I met one of the most fabulous people because of that situation.
Oh,
I met Daniel
see?
and I met.
So it was the reason for that. That was
Yeah.
it was meant to be.
And
It's meant to be.
yesterday I went to the Black Family Arts Center, the new Dartmouth building.
Yep.
With my new friend Duncan, and we saw some wonderful art. We hung out. We looked on the Revolution website. I got to see some of the previous shows.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Oscar night, and so now Duncan and I are going to go to Oscar night coming up, and I think it's like January, February. I'm not sure.
Oh well,
but-
I'll have to connect and find that out. So I'll
Yeah, we have to
definitely want
cover
to go.
that event, too.
Oh yes, I would love to do that.
But my point is, I made a new friend.
Yep.
I made two new friends. I met two wonderful people. Daniel gave me a drink on the house. He goes, "You need a drink." So I had a glass of red wine.
Yeah.
And we chatted and got to know each other a little bit because he was really busy.
Yeah.
And then Duncan took me home, and I was fine.
Yeah.
So you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, and and if I had stayed at home and worried and worried and worried, then I would have been, kind of like sick from it, and I would have said,
Right.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go and meet him, because I'm ashamed of what I did.
Right.
But instead of doing that, I
No.
kind of you need to let that go and just go
Yes.
anyway.
And that's why I sent you the email to let you know
Yes,
that it was
exactly.
like water under the bridge.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes it just takes that. You
Yeah,
just need to be willing to see beyond what
Right,
the
right.
frustration was. Just see beyond
Exactly,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about this fabulous fashion show.
Yeah.
That was, it just blew my mind.
Yeah,
The-
you had
the
front row
models-
seat.
Yeah, we were right there, right in front. And the music, I'll never forget. I'll never get
wasn't
that
it
music.
great?
Yes.
And the
Kim-
lighting?
Oh, yes.
Oh my God, Tim was amazing.
Oh.
Tim did the lighting, right? I think it was Tim.
I think so.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the DJ and everything, and it was just such a, like when I was in the audience waiting for the fashion show to start, it was like the music
And
and
did you see the black and white montage that they showed before the fashion?
yeah, oh, that
I
was
didn't get
great.
to see that. I heard it was so
Oh
great.
yeah, all
Everybody's
these different
talking.
pictures
Yeah.
of fashion and movie stars, and it was just great. Yeah.
okay.
Plus, I ran into a couple of friends of mine there, and it was
Everybody was there. Everybody
Yeah,
was there.
absolutely.
It was the happening event of
Yeah.
the year for me.
yeah, it was very exciting, and the clothes were just beautiful.
Right.
All of them were
And it was
beautiful.
such a reflection of the talent, the local talent. Because it's all-
Exactly.
most
Who
of
would
the
have
clothes
known?
are-
Yeah, who would have known that White River? Yeah.
Renee's dresses and gowns. Oh,
Absolutely.
so beautiful. Yeah.
And Tubal Hall was such a nice place to have that.
Yes.
It was perfect. It
Yes.
was big enough for the runway, big enough for people to sit
sit
there
comfortably. Yeah,
Exactly,
yeah,
and the
yeah.
staging was perfect. The sounds, the lighting,
Yes.
everything. So I got to give credit to Tubal Hall too.
Yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
wonderful.
And then Christian Roy Salon.
Yes,
Taking
they're the
all
ones
that
that did.
time off to do all the hair.
The hair,
They
yes.
did my hair. Look how fabulous look how fabulous
Yeah.
my hair looks.
Yeah, I know.
I went in there with my friend Monica. Actually, Christian Roy's mother did my friend Monica's hair, and I got to talk to her. And what a great story that right there. I mean, she brought that place 7 years ago. She believed in her son's talent, and she provided a space for him to shine. And look at them now. I mean,
know.
Hats off to them.
Yeah.
I think it's really wonderful, and they're very talented.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it all goes back to, like, if this is what your passion is, or this is what you really want to do,
Right.
you got to go full
Go,
force and just
right.
go for it. Don't be,
Yeah.
don't hesitate. Just do it.
Well, that's interesting you just said that, because we started talking about a little bit about how fear can hold you back from doing
Exactly,
things.
yes.
And when you came in backstage and you're like, we just met, and you're like, okay, Blane, can you interview some of these models for me? I'm like, and then I was just like, whatever.
Yeah.
I had such a good time.
Right, and I don't think it was that I was afraid to do the interviews. I think it was more that I saw it as soon as I met you.
Okay.
I saw it as you had all this positive energy, plus you had all this knowledge about fashion,
Okay.
that I think that you would have done a much better job at interviewing than I would have, because I have very little knowledge about fashion shows.
And that's another point I wanted to make too. Learning and knowing when to delegate.
Exactly. Yeah.
We don't do it all.
Right.
Let's be real. We don't. And when we try to do it all, it gets, can't say it on TV, but messed up. Okay, what's
exactly.
No.
Yeah.
But the other thing I wanted to tell you too is how I came about doing my own talk show in New York.
Yes, for sure.
Is also not letting fear get in the way, because my friend Anne-Marie Offer, she has a talk show called Something to Offer. And when I was a personal shopper or eating wear specialist at Barney's, right before I left to start my company and work on my book, she interviewed me twice. She interviewed me for leaving and starting Beauty by Blane, leaving Barney's, and then I came back on her show to talk about Lula's Pearls, which is a book project that I'm working on, which is honoring my aunt Lula Henry, who passed away in 2001, and the special relationship, empowering relationship that we had. When no one else understood me or believed in me, I could go to her and sit on her couch as an adult, and she respected and supported everything that I did. And so this is in honor of her, and it's called Lula's Pearls because it's about this pearl necklace, which is one of the things that she left me, and you're wearing pearls.
Well,
and you actually remind me of my Aunt Lula, because my Aunt Lula was, really bosomy and had these pearls.
Big ones.
And I would my mother said even when I was a baby, when I was always crying, when we'd go over to her sister's house, my Aunt Lula would take me, and I would be mesmerized by these pearls, and then my head would be just nuzzled into her bosom, and I would just stop crying. I would be at peace. So that was the start of our relationship. And as I got older, she just supported everything I wanted to do, my dancing, fashion, like modeling, everything. And so the book is extending that dialogue. Remember you talked about sharing stories?
Yes.
So I opened the dialogue to the community, and so we have about 28, 30 Black African-American men honoring the Aunt Lula in their lives. So whether it's the teacher, the babysitter, their big sister, their cousin, whoever that person was other than their mother. Sometimes it was their mother.
Yeah.
So it's really great. And then I'm working with an amazing photographer, Hosea Johnson. So it's like the photo and the story. So you're looking at the person's face and you're reading their story. So they're telling you their story.
Oh, nice.
And Mark Allen Davis is my editor. So the interesting thing about that project is that it's 3 Black gay Buddhists.
Oh, nice.
We're all members of the SGI. We're 3 Black gay men, and we're all doing the project. And that just happened serendipitously. I mean, it wasn't like I planned and I looked for them, It just came together like that. So that's exciting. And the talk show, Elements of Fierce, celebrates people going and doing things their own way, like and with Tim doing this original soundtrack, and but doing things your own way because you want to make a difference.
That's it.
And not following the status quo, not being afraid to live your dreams.
Well, one of the things I want to talk about too, I'd say for that, fearless too, is that a lot of people that have mental illness or addiction issues, whatever, there's so much fear, so much stigma there. They don't want to tell their stories, or they don't want to share their struggles. And that's what I did the very first time that I started walking through life. So people were able to see that I also was very vulnerable. And that makes people more willing to share, I think, is that if you show that vulnerable part of yourself, and then show, hey, this is to work for me, that worked for me. Maybe this will work for you, maybe it won't. Maybe you have something else that works for you.
Right, we learn from each other.
Exactly.
But so Anne-Marie Offer, when she finished those 2 interviews, after the second interview, she's like, you need to have your own talk show.
Exactly.
She said, you're so great on camera, you're a natural, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, no.
You are,
all of a sudden, all the insecurities came up. Oh, no, me? Oh, no, I can't do this. And I don't know anything about the camera. I don't know. She's like, well, the Public Access and Manhattan Neighborhood Network offers free training. So she said, I'm going to put you in. It's a year commitment. You're going to learn everything about it, and you're going to do it. I was like, okay. And I just said, okay.
But it's not as hard as people, and it's not as hard as people think it is. I mean, I think the first 6 or 7 shows that I did, I had somebody sitting right beside me, so I was scared. But never once was I scared of what people were going to see through the camera. A lot of people, they're afraid, oh, I'm embarrassed, I don't look good or whatever. But
it's all your insecurities coming up.
Exactly. So if you let them go and just, be yourself, people are going to see the beauty within you.
Another key 2 words, be yourself.
That's it. Absolutely. Just like you with your hair and, your beautiful smile. I mean, this smile, smile reminds me of Eddie Murphy. Just
thank you. That's a compliment.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's great.
Yeah, he is great. So I just wanted to tell you too is that I had so much fun.
Yes.
And I'm so glad we got together.
Yeah.
Really. And I've been really inspired by everything that you have taught me.
Well, back at you, right?
Yeah. That's how we learn, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, hopefully there'll be many more things that we can do together.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
well,
like-
definitely the Oscars. I'm looking forward to the Oscars. I think
Yeah.
that's probably the next big, because the fashion
Yeah.
show is twice a year. I think they do the spring, summer, and the fall, winter.
Really?
And then they do the
Oh.
Oscars. So those are like the three big events. Yeah.
Wow. See, I didn't know nothing.
I know. Here I'm coming from New York City and telling you what's going on.
Yeah. I'm like, really? And I certainly didn't know what to expect from a fashion show because I've never
Yeah.
been to one. However,
Oh,
I
that
do.
was your first fashion show?
Yes.
Wow.
First one.
Wow.
However, I got to tell you that Project Runway is my favorite show.
Okay. Yeah. So you love it. You know. You know.
I do.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Sometimes I think about things that I'd like to wear and I draw them.
Yeah. You
It's
could
like a
definitely.
cartoon like these here. You
That's
know?
great.
Like I love that. I
Did
would love
you drew this?
to- Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
You didn't know that?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
no.
but see, like the long skirt and the short, yeah, you know.
mhm.
Not that I'd ever be a fashion designer.
Why not?
Because I don't think that I'd be able to sew or.
Oh no, you don't have to be able to sew. You just have to. If you draw if you can draw it out, somebody else can sew it.
Yeah, but see, I'm more cartoon stuff
Yeah,
too,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And I think other people have a better eye of what would look, you know, good.
But you
Especially-
remember when you came in to backstage, everybody was asking you if you were one of the models.
I know, and I had this, you know, and I
Fabulous
read it.
top,
I
yeah.
wore it just specifically because it was
Yes.
going to be a fashion
Yeah.
show. But that shirt there, I got specifically to go to Tubero Hall
Okay.
to see the comedy nights
Oh.
because that shirt fits comedy
Okay,
to me.
okay.
It really does.
That was
But then it
beautiful.
also fits fashion.
Yeah,
so
that was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. And it was great bringing my friend Barbara there,
Yeah.
and because she's a little baby,
Yes.
and so she doesn't get out much. But
Right.
oh my gosh, she
had a
had so much.
blast.
She did,
Yeah.
and she kept going up and saying, "Oh, look at that! There's a different kind of little thing like this that had quiche in it or whatever."
The
She
little,
never,
the
yeah,
little miniature keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, the food. That was another thing I wanted to say.
Yeah, the food was
I was so
wonderful.
impressed with the support. People giving great food.
Right.
The bar. I mean, we had like Bombay gin. We had
Yeah.
like, I mean, really top shelf.
yeah.
You know, I mean, it was great. It was really great.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, when the makeup people did all the makeup, it was just a really good experience.
But you know, the thing
The
that was also
kids-
great too is that everybody took pride in what they were doing. It wasn't
Exactly,
just like, oh,
yeah.
I'm doing this for free. Let me hurry up and next.
no,
And you know what
yeah,
I mean? No,
right,
It was
yeah.
everybody was so proud of their
Yeah,
work.
yeah,
It was-
absolutely.
and it showed in the show.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
really did.
And we are going to be hearing that on CATV 8.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so all anybody has to do to find that, I believe, is they would have to go to catv8.org.
Okay.
And then they could go under fashion show and find
Oh,
it there.
Revolution.
Or-
Revolution.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, or they could call here at CATV, which
Okay.
is 802-295-6688.
Okay.
And so then people can find
Find
out
out,
where it's
right.
going to be, when it's going to be
When it's gonna be
online.
on. Okay, good.
Exactly, yeah.
Great. That's exciting.
And I want to make sure, anyway, before we end, because we're
Okay.
getting close to the end,
Okay.
that people can find out where they can find Blane, what they can find
Okay.
out more about you, how
Oh
they can
man,
see
I'm
a
like
show.
I made sure I'm everywhere. So okay, Blane Charles on Facebook, Beauty by Blane Twitter, and it's Beauty without the Y, so it's BEAUT by BLANE. Beauty by Blane. I also have a website, the same BEAUT by Blane.com, and and I have a group page on Facebook for Lula's Pearls. It's the Lula's Pearls Project. You can see past segments of Elements of Fierce on Vimeo.com//Elements of Fierce. And it's Elements of Fierce, no punctuation in between. And I also have a blog on WordPress.com, which is
Nice.
also Elements of Fierce. So they support each other. The blog is to keep people in the conversation because the show is only once a month right now.
Yep.
And I'm working on getting syndication so that I can do it every week. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. You know, there's so many people out there that you can interview and just really, really bring.
You know, there's never a shortage of people to interview, right?
No, there
That's
never is.
so great.
It's a lot, but you have to, realize that they have a lot of fear too. I always do like little pre-interviews so they know what to expect.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
And another thing that I always say about Walking for Life is never anything negative.
No,
negativity
no,
allowed.
no,
Yeah,
no.
absolutely.
Well, you know, it's funny because our setup is similar because I first of all, I never wear pants when I interview in my show.
I saw
and
that,
my
yeah.
shoes, I never wear shoes.
Yeah.
So that automatically calms the the person being interviewed, my guest. And it's a setup like you're in my living room. So we're just like,
Yep.
and the other thing I like too about the studio is that it's all dark except the lights are on us. You can't see the cameras out there.
Right,
Isn't
right.
that cool?
Yeah, yeah.
And so they, you know, and we just have fun. They can pick their nose, pick the water up and drink it. It's like, you know what I mean? I love it. I love making people feel good about themselves.
Absolutely, and you do a wonderful job at that.
you.
And I'm just so glad that you were my guest today, and that you're going to be coming back.
Yeah.
This is the last time we're going to see
No,
Blane.
no.
Yeah, we got
Thank
good
you.
friends here,
Yeah,
huh?
thank
yeah.
you, thank you.
And maybe sometime you can come when you're here, and maybe go to Super Hall Comedy Night or something.
Yeah, I'd love that.
That I'm going to be there.
Oh, cool.
Taping
Now,
there.
when is that? What day is it?
The first show for the comedy night is November 23rd.
And that's you know what day that is?
I think it's either Friday.
It's a weekend. Okay, they do
Yeah,
the
it's a
shows on the
weekend.
weekend. Okay,
Yeah,
cool. Oh, good,
comedy
because I
does.
can come out for the weekend.
Yes, and then
Awesome.
Tuberall Hall has several performers, you know, several great artists coming in. There's performances there. To find out more, you can always go to tuberallhall.com.
Right.
You can find out much more. But I'm looking forward to you coming back. I want you to meet Tim, too.
Yeah,
Tim Brick.
yeah.
And, you know, you haven't met my
Definitely.
husband yet, so you got to
Right,
meet
that's
him.
another person I have to meet.
That's
Okay,
right.
great.
He's
Yeah.
kind of a crotchety old. He's just,
You know,
I love him,
I
though.
just wanted to mention really quickly too how I got connected to Kim, or how I got connected to White River Junction. My dear friend Monica Ha, who is the specialist in gyrotonics kinesis, and she's really introducing that whole concept of inner massage to everyone here in White River Junction. Have you heard of gyrotonics?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But I'm her design consultant.
Oh, nice.
So I take care of her wardrobe and her interior. So every time she moves, she calls me and I come and I help her settle in her new space. So that's how I got connected to Kim, because she lives in that beautiful 1829 old home.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, for
And
sure.
so that's a connecting. I just wanted to make sure everybody knew how got connected. And so that's my other passion is helping people, empower them to live their best lives through customized management of their wardrobe and or interiors.
Oh, that's so nice. We have to get together
Yeah.
on that, too.
Yeah.
My husband needs a total new look. No, I'm serious.
Okay.
Because, I mean, he's sweet. He does anything for anybody, anywhere. But the problem is that he doesn't realize that he flirts. I'm serious. He says, no, I don't. And I said, oh, yes, you do. Yeah, he winks, you know. Yeah.
Well, that's harmless,
and
right?
he doesn't smile, though. It's hard to
Okay.
get him to smile. I mean, I have to figure that out. I have to get my
Well,
husband.
another thing I just wanted to make sure is clear to everyone too. Everyone has a sense of style. It's that there's
Exactly.
some people that need a little encouragement to bring it out of them. So
Exactly.
that's one thing I truly believe, that everyone has a sense of style. We just have to connect with it.
Yeah, and I think I found it. It's
Yeah,
fun, love, and joy.
And you
know.
love color.
Oh, I love color.
Yes.
Absolutely, gotta have
That's when
color.
I first saw you with that beautiful, colorful top. I was like, oh, that must be Linda. Ah!
That's me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Thank
part
you
of
so
my
much for
personality.
having me on this show.
Yeah.
This has
and
been great.
It is, and I'm totally can't wait for you to come back and
Yes.
see us again and just come hang out with us.
Yes.
So,
and
Blane.
the best, I totally honor you and Kim, Kim for bringing the community together,
Yes.
and for you for celebrating people, like really taking charge of their lives and encouraging them to share their story. Thank you, Linda.
Oh, thank you. So we'll see you next time?
Yes.
All right, great.
Thank you.
So this is Linda Carbonell, and we are saying goodbye for Walking Through Life today. But remember, Blaine's going to be around, so check his websites out and check it out and see what you think, okay? We'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Brings me one step closer. Raise my eyes to the morning, looking down a road that seems so rough. But if you ask me, I would tell you I still ain't had enough. Walking